shots, fabulous. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to buy that bag and live that life. That is the power of social media influence. If you're looking at those shots, try and remember your real life. Try and block out the power of thinking that's going to be my life and think about how it actually will. I didn't. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I want to share with you my 10 worst influenced purchases. The 10 luxury purchases that I have been influenced to buy that have been an absolute disaster and an absolute waste of money, a mistake, a regret, didn't work. Terrible purchases, terrible decision making. Anyway, I also have a video on the 10 best influence purchases I have made. I'm not sure which one will come first, but it's very interesting to compare and contrast these. These 10, however, have been disasters, and starting with number 1 is this Gucci jacket. Now, when I look at this Gucci jacket, I think it's fab. I can see why I was influenced to buy this. I think it's very, very cool. I just can't pull it off, and that's the harsh reality of it. I was influenced to buy this by Candice from, her channel used to be Lux and Lipstick. I think it's now Candice Glam Mama Lux or something like that. I will link her channel down below. She has a fabulous colourful collection. I love her bags. I love her style. Candice and I don't look the same. We have quite different looks. Her skin is darker than mine. Her hair is very different than mine. But I saw her wearing this jacket on her Instagram and I instantly fell in love with it. I did not even for one moment consider how this jacket would look with my red hair, my pale skin, my blue eyes, and whatever else about me that doesn't work with this jacket. I think I have worn this once, and I think I wore it, tried it on, maybe took a picture of my outfit in it, and then looked at the picture and decided I didn't like it and that it doesn't suit me and it doesn't suit my colouring, and I have never worn it since. This was very expensive. It is a Gucci silk jacket. One might anticipate that it was very expensive, and for me it has been a complete and utter waste of money. I've never worn it apart from that time I'm talking about where I tried it on. It's in perfect condition. It was a complete waste. I, in my mind, thought this would be fabulous. If I looked like Candice, this would have been fabulous. But I couldn't make it work for me, and that's one of the real risks about influence. When you look at somebody wearing something, especially if it's clothing, if they look very different to you, I am very guilty of not taking a moment to try and work out how that look is going to work for me, on my body, with my lifestyle, on my shape, on my colouring, and just thinking, oh, me likey, purchase, buy. Disaster. Do not do what I did. Didn't work, and this has been one of the worst ever influence purchases just because it didn't work for me. This is probably going to be included in a vlog sale that I am in the very early stages of thinking about and planning and deciding what's going to go into. I think this is probably going to be in it because I think I finally have to decide to give up on this and realise that I'm never going to wear it. It just doesn't work. Number 2, I no longer have. It probably won't surprise you that there's a lot on this that I no longer have in my collection. And number 2 was the Chanel Rectangle Mini in the lambskin in the caramel, and I will put pictures in so you can see this. Complete and utter influence. Now, I love the Chanel Mini. Hello. I've accepted that. The Rectangle Mini for me is normally a fabulous buy. I love them, I use them, I wear them crossbody, they're very casual. I think they're fabulous, fabulous bags. Not in caramel, not for me. Don't like the colour caramel very much. Don't really like browns, neutrals, creams, caramels, any of that colourway. It was lambskin. That though is not necessarily what's going to put me off it. One of my best influence bags is lambskin. It was the colour. And the reason I bought this, if I'm completely honest in confessional time, this bag was all over social media and this was hyped as the next big colour from Chanel, and I just got completely caught up in that hype. And I didn't think I did. I'm telling you lies. See, I tell lies sometimes because I try to convince myself. I did. In my gut, I thought to myself, you don't love that bag and you don't love that colour. But everybody was getting it, and everybody that liked Chanel minis and talks about Chanel, and it was the new season and it was the new colour, and this colour was going to be big and it was going to be fab and it was the next big thing to have from Chanel. So I decided I was going to have it too, and that's the truth of it. I decided I was going to buy that bag as well. I was going to get that colour, even though deep in my gut I knew I didn't love the colour. and I knew I didn't love the bag, but I got it anyway because it was FOMO. Complete and utter FOMO. I didn't want to miss out on the next big colour. I didn't want to be tracking it down in the future, like the rose gold mini you can see up there. I know a lot of people that missed out on that. They went crazy about that and the prices were nuts. And I didn't want that scenario. So I bought it for FOMO. But if I'd listened to my gut, I knew that I didn't love it and I knew that it wasn't going to work for me. Now, I did sell it on. I think I wore it maybe once, and I will have had a picture on my Instagram, I'm sure, of it. And I did sell it on relatively easily. It's gone out of my collection and it's with somebody who will love it much more than me. Anybody who loves neutral bags will love it much more than me. But definitely a bad influence purchase because it just was never going to work for me. Number 3, and I apologise, this cold is still with me and my voice will still give up a bit on me in between, but number 3 was the Chanel Gabrielle, and I was completely and utterly influenced by Fashionably Amy on this. I loved Fashionably Amy's Chanel collection. I still love her channel, but she now buys a lot more Hermes than she used to. It used to be very much Chanel, and I really like Chanel bags. I love Chanel minis, different Chanel bags. I was influenced by Amy also to buy the Chanel bucket bag, which I also have sold on because the shape didn't work for me, but I loved the actual bag. The Chanel Gabrielle was another one. Amy had it in this beautiful burgundy colour, and I saw it on her channel and I saw the way she styled it on her Instagram and I thought, oh, that's fab. I love that. And I love the burgundy colour and I like the shape and it's a little bit different. I need to have one of those. I don't think I'd ever seen a Chanel Gabrielle in real life when I made this decision. Don't think I'd ever tried one on or thought how it would work or how I would wear it. Just decided I had to have it. Chanel were then releasing a Gabrielle in the burgundy. I spoke to my SA in Chanel who has now left, you loved, he was fabulous. And I also decided I needed the big strap that goes with it. That's very expensive. It adds about £1,000 onto the bag for the strap. Yes, I know, I hear it out loud. Anyway, decided I had to have it. Tried it on in the store. Yeah, it's cool. Did I love it in the store? Don't know. Don't know if I'm honest. Never really got along with that bag. Tried very, very hard before I sold it to use it and to try to use it because the Gabrielle does not hold its value and I lost a lot of money on that bag for not having worn it very much at all. It was in really, really good condition. I had tried to make myself wear it, but it became apparent this isn't working. You're fighting with yourself to use this bag, not working. Lost a lot of money on it. Totally influenced by Amy and one of my worst influenced purchases ever. Number 4, Dale hated these and my husband hated these. These were the Prada shearling mules or shoes. I loved them. Totally loved them. Thought they looked really, really cool. And I know that I can see over there the Louis Vuitton Birkenstocks that Dale actually hates as well. And my husband doesn't love. But the Prada ones, the both of them were hyped up about how much they hated them. Every time I went to wear them, my husband would look at me in a certain way, and I normally don't care about what he says. He hates my Loewe jeans, which we all know I love and adore and wear to death. The Prada shoes though, I obviously wasn't as sure of those as I was of the Loewe jeans because I don't listen to him at all, and he was so intent on his hatred for the shoes that any time we went to go anywhere, it just wasn't worth the hassle, and in the end I ended up taking them off. I think I wore them once before I sold them and I lost a fortune. Shoes are really, really hard to sell on because they're shoes. You put them on your feet, wear them on the ground. I think I'd worn them once and I think I lost about 3/4 of the cost of them, or maybe even like 80% of the cost of them. Disaster. Terrible, terrible. And I was totally influenced by social media. I think it was Tamara that maybe had these and I saw them on Tamara, who's obviously very cool and makes everything look cool and effortless. And I thought, yes, those are fab. I will look cool and effortless. I didn't, and they're gone and I lost a fortune. Terrible purchase. Number 5, and I've talked about this bag before because it's one of my worst purchases ever, influenced or not, and it was the Chanel Deville in the pink tweed. Now, Meredith has this bag. It's a beautiful bag. If you're a collector, it's a beautiful bag. The pink glitter tweed was beautiful. But as soon as I got this bag, and I was influenced on this bag from social media, it was Instagram, I would see this bag on the shots. You know the shots. Sitting on the beach with the turquoise blue water, no children close, no drama close, by yourself or with your friend or with your husband, and you're Oh, it's ideal and it's idyllic and the shot's fabulous, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to buy that bag and live that life. That is the power of social media influence. If you're looking at those shots, try and remember your real life. Try and block out the power of thinking that's going to be my life and think about how it actually will. I didn't. And I bought the Chanel de Ville and I lost a lot of money because that's not my lifestyle. I pictured it when I saw the bag that that's where it was going to be. It was going to be fabulous. I was going to be strutting down and I was going to be sitting it beside the Maldives where I am going, but for once. But normally that's not my lifestyle. I would have been sitting it. It would have been fabulous. No. And as soon as the bag came home and I opened it, I knew it was a mistake. I tried it on because I had also never tried on a de Ville in person when I bought this one from internet. Didn't work. Didn't really suit my size, body shape. I know I wear the Neverfull every day, but that's a work bag. Didn't really work. The colour, I convinced myself, oh, I'll swap out of the Neverfull and I'll use this one in the summer. No, I won't. I never swap out of the Neverfull. My Neverfull gets thrown about and everything gets thrown into it. The fabric and the pink Chanel de Ville was never going to stand up to that the way the Neverfull does. Never swapped out of it once. I think I used it once. And I sold it on and it was a disaster. I lost a huge amount of money on it. Completely caught up on the Instagram hype and influence, and in real life, no. Number 6 was the Louis Vuitton Vanity PM. And I was influenced by a YouTuber who I don't think is on YouTube anymore, and I actually can't remember their name. But they had bought the Vanity PM and did a review of it. And I thought, oh, that looks really cool. I don't like the 2 zips that go around like this, but it looks really cool. And I like the chain that comes with it. The chain's a bit short for me, but it looks really cool. And I ordered it online. Thankfully, I ordered it on the Louis Vuitton website. When it came, I unboxed it. I think I have a video on my channel and I think I remember saying, oh, do I like this bag? Should I keep this bag? I'm not sure about this bag. And I returned that bag. Thankfully, within the return period. A lot of the other things were bought maybe from consignment stores, or I tried them and then I couldn't return them. This one I had the sense to realise as soon as it arrived and tried it on. Don't like this. Not going to work. So I returned it to Louis Vuitton, so I didn't lose any money on it. But I got it. I was never going to love that bag. Didn't love the zips, the shape. The chain was too short. The chain was decorative, but it sat about here and it didn't work. And disaster. Totally influenced by that YouTuber who I can't remember or recall their name, and I don't think they're on YouTube anymore. But yeah, silly, silly, silly. Number 7 was the Nano Speedy, and I've talked about this before. Totally influenced by social media. Nobody in particular. Instagram, I think. Probably a bit of YouTube. At the start, I wasn't interested in the Nano Speedy. Didn't really love it. Didn't think much of it. And then the more I saw it on Instagram, it's the power of the social media. The more I saw it, the more I convinced myself, I need one of them. I want one of them. I need one of them. Need one of them. And it was the version that the strap was not detachable. It was not adjustable. I know they've upgraded it a bit since. It was the plain monogram. I had plain monogram bags. Yeah, convinced myself I had to have it. Also, no patience, because I don't have a lot of patience and I'm not known for my patience. But if you are hunting down a bag, if you're after a bag, please try and have some patience. I didn't. I paid a reseller to get this bag. I paid way over retail because I wouldn't wait. Anita would have got me one of these bags. Nope, not waiting. Want it now. Bing. And it came. Paid a ridiculous fee. Wore it once, I think, to walk my dogs. So I didn't even need a bag, but I thought I have to wear this bag. I've spent a fortune on this bag. I need to wear it. And I think that's the only time I wore it. And I sold it in one of my vlog sales, and I would not pass on the ridiculous markup to one of you guys buying on my vlog sale. I just wouldn't do it. So even though it hadn't been really worn, perfect condition, I sold it at a reasonable price and lost a lot of money on it. Disaster. Number 8 are these Valentino shoes. I bought these from Isabel Style. I bought them. Isabel was selling them. They are a 37.5. I bought them before even considering that pregnancy may have changed the size of my feet, because I used to be able to wear a 37.5 no difficulties. When I got these, I couldn't. They were too small, and I probably was, this is going to sound silly, I was probably too heavy for them, or I felt too heavy for them. And when I wore them, I didn't feel secure. I didn't like the look of me in them. I have lost quite a bit of weight since that, and I know I've got a lot of questions on that. They may fit now because your feet do shrink, and I know that sounds weird, but they do. So they might fit now, so I will try these again to see if they fit. If not, I'm going to have to let them go. I love the colour of them. That's the reason I've kept them for so long, because the colour of these is just my colour, and I think it's fabulous. If I try these on and I can make them work now and they fit and they're comfortable, I will probably keep them because the colour is so fab. But to date, I've never worn these, and they've been a disaster of an influenced purchase. I saw them on Isabel's channel. She was selling them and I bought them without even thinking about it. Not smart, Amelia. So disaster so far, but if they fit now, I probably will wear them. But up to date, silly purchase. Number 9 was the YSL Lulu bag. Before I saw this bag all over social media, YouTube, lots of YouTubers have it. It was nobody in particular. I had never really considered the YSL Lulu. Never really thought about it. Wasn't really on my radar. Then I watched the YouTubes. I know, and I'm on it and I contribute to it. I apologise. Watched the YouTubes, thought, oh, I like that, and bought one. Bought it in the beautiful colour, was beautiful. It was a beige, buttery, soft leather. I thought, I need a neutral bag. Nope. And I bought it with silver hardware. I much prefer gold hardware, especially against that tone. And I never, ever, ever used this. Now, it totally influenced. I have the Chanel 19, which I talked about in my best influenced bags video. For me, one was neutral black and beige. I kind of wore them for the same type of setting, and I always went for the 19 and not the Lulu. And I ended up selling this, I think, to one of you guys, potentially, and I sold it with the tags and everything all on it. I'd never ever worn it. So it went and it got sold, and there was no disaster from that. But I should never have bought it. It was completely on influence. I never really, if I'm honest, really wanted that bag. I just bought it. I saw it. It was available. I think there was maybe like a 5 or 10% discount on influence, and never worn, silly. And number 10 was an influenced mistake, disaster, that I made not once but twice, and I became obsessed with the Chanel Houndstooth tweed, and I'll put a picture in because I don't have these anymore. It was the beige tweed with the glitter through it, the houndstooth. I just loved this print and this fabric and the look of this. Obsessed. I bought 2. I bought the Walk first, and then I bought the Chanel 19. Now, I have since sold both of these. The people that bought them, I would still interact with. Both have them, both love them, both use them a lot. Both are living their best lives with those bags. So it wasn't a disaster in that they're now with much better homes. And I think I sold them for what I had paid for them. Now, because of the tweed, they were a bit of a premium. Because of the actual tweed, it's very sought after. But I didn't lose any money on it. I think I sold them maybe for like about £100 or £200 less than what I paid because I'd had them. But very, very similar. Not anything you could complain about. And the sales for those were really smooth. Worked really well. But this was such an example of just seeing something on, I think probably YouTube, and I don't even know who it was, but somebody had it, I saw it somewhere, and I just fell in love with tweed, and I had to have it, and I tracked it down, and I bought them twice. And again, talking about having no patience, I wanted the Chanel 19, I wouldn't wait on the Chanel 19, I thought I wouldn't find it, I bought the Walk. The Walk was too long, the Walk didn't work. Then I bought the Chanel 19 as well. I know. Both of them had to go. It was really an example of me falling in love with a fabric or a print or a tweed, not thinking about how it would work. I couldn't work it into my wardrobe. I couldn't make it work. I never used them. I just couldn't make it work. And it was not thinking about the reality of it. Totally caught up in the hype, totally caught up in the influence and the FOMO. Bought them, sold them. Not great purchases. I hope this has been fun for you, sharing in my misery of the 10 purchases that I fully accept that I was completely influenced to buy, and it shows that we all fall to the influence. I don't think anybody is immune to it if you're involved in this type of stuff or you're interested in these type of bags or items. I certainly have fallen to the influence, and these 10 were not great. Not good examples of it, and all probably mistakes, some of them complete waste of money and lost huge amounts of money on. Whew, that was difficult, but yes, lost huge amounts of money, real mistakes, bad purchases. Let me know what you think of this list of my 10 worst influence purchases. Are there any that shock you? Are there any that you're going, yeah, why did you buy that? Thank you so much for watching me. If this has been entertaining or you've enjoyed this in any way, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. Please do consider subscribing, and if you're not done with me yet, I'm going to leave another video for you on the screen to enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching me. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.